Welcome to Football Daily. Here's this week's biggest transfer news and headlines. The Paul Pogba to Real Madrid rumours continue to get louder and louder as super agent Mino Raiola, who represents Pogba, told Marca that him and the player are currently in the first stages of negotiations with Zinedine Zidane. Pogba is valued at between 120 and 140 million euros according to Raiola, and with wages of over 350,000 euros per week needed in order to acquire Pogba's services, it certainly is enough money fit for a king. We will have to see how this pans out though, as Madrid aren't shy of spending, but what will happen to the South American poster boy James Rodriguez? Surely it's the end of his Los Blancos career if Pogba is indeed a Real target for Madrid. Quite possibly the most dragged out transfer this window so far, Jamie Vardy's future still seems uncertain. Arsene Wenger appeared on Chinese TV the other day and said he expects Vardy to stay with Ranieri at Leicester, and the BBC are also reporting that the player favours to stay. Sky, however, believe that Vardy has not yet made up his mind, so this saga could yet go on for a while longer, especially if England advance deep into the Euros. But clearly not deterred by the rejection of Vardy, the extremely reliable Gianluca Di Marzio states that Arsenal have already started pursuing other targets, including Alvaro Morata, which brings us on nicely to the next rumour. That's because it comes as no surprise that Madrid have activated their buyback clause for Morata, which stood at around 30 million euros according to reports in Italy. Spain's starting striker at the Euros has been in the rumour mill for quite a while, and re-signing for Madrid will not be the end of it. It is unclear what Madrid are planning to do with Morata, but with a transfer ban looming and only Benzema as a really established striker at the club, they may find a use for him next season. Despite this, Madrid-based paper Marca, who have a lot of strong connections inside the club, believe he'll be sold immediately to the highest English bidder, so expect the Morata saga to keep on rolling. Swiss wonderkid Breel Embolo, who has been heavily linked to Jose Mourinho's Manchester United in the past few days, has joined Schalke 04. Reports in Switzerland claim that Basel's young, powerful striker was on the verge of a United switch, but the Swiss international wanted guarantees of first-team football that Mourinho just couldn't offer. Instead, Schalke have got their man for around 25 million euros and will hope to use him as a replacement for Leroy Sané, who now looks almost certain to join Pep Guardiola at Manchester City. Probably the most outrageous rumour so far is that PSG are willing to buy out Neymar's contract, which is worth 220 million euros. Even though the reliable Italian Di Marzio reported it, it seems unlikely that this transfer is feasible due to FFP restrictions. We're also 90% sure it's just noise from Neymar's camp, who are looking for a bumper new contract at Barcelona. Back in England, and Kenyan midfielder Victor Wanyama seems set to sign for Spurs after they agreed a deal with Southampton for the defensive midfielder, and the player undertook a medical. A fee of just £11 million has been touted, which is quite remarkable given that the Saints paid £12.5 million to Celtic back in 2013. The reason for such a low fee is that Wanyama has just 1 year left on his deal, a fact likely known by Mauricio Pochettino, who signed him for Southampton in the first place. Versatile midfielder Henrik Mkhitaryan's contract expires at the end of next season, and super agent Mino Raiola is desperately pushing for the player to leave Dortmund this summer. Raiola has stated that Manchester United is his dream option and that the clubs are in talks, but Dortmund director Hans-Joachim Watzke has stood firm, saying that he is not leaving the club this summer. United aren't the only side interested in Mkhitaryan, as Arsenal have been monitoring him for some time, but Wenger's reluctance to deal with the likes of Raiola and Jorge Mendes may rule them out of the deal. From the red half of Manchester to the blue, and Guardiola's Manchester City have activated Nolito's release clause of around £14 million, according to The Guardian. The winger has started all 3 games for Spain so far at the Euros, scoring 1 goal for La Furia Roja, and was on the verge of joining Barcelona before a move collapsed due to financial restrictions at the Nou Camp. With the versatile forward joining, this could see Jesus Navas sold back to Spain, and a return to Sevilla seems the most likely option. And finally, PSG will pay Laurent Blanc a brain-boggling €20 million in order to sack him and appoint Unai Emery, according to L'Equipe.
So guys, Paul Pogba, what should he do? Should he stay at Juventus or should he leave for Real Madrid? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you like this video, check out the biggest ever rivalries at the European Championships, looking right there. And as always, please do like and subscribe.